Welcome to the Live with Paul and Rachel show. This is Paul and Rachel, and we are doing a show that talks about all things current, live, crazy, silly, Jesus, relatable, and just all the things. So we are here, we are going to interview people in Hiawatha. We are interviewing people that you're hanging out with. Because why? Because we want to know what they're about. We want to know their why, we want to know their who, we want to know just things about them, right? So we thought, who to do first is, how about the anchored crew, right? We want to know who we're hanging out with. The thing is, we thought maybe we should do us first, because you guys should probably know us. But it'd be weird to just interview each other, because that's weird. I hang out with him a lot. So to interview us, we thought that we should get a couple of the graduating class of 2021. So we have with us today, Jocelyn, Kylie, and Jack. Let's give it up! Wow! Yeah. I'm super excited. Okay, so you guys ask us some questions and we'll see how we do. Ready?
Okay, Paul, what is your current job? And then if you have any job in the world, what would it be and why?
Current job is a pipe roller for Kansas Gas Service and a firefighter and the student ministry director. And I think if I could have any job that would pay the bills, probably student ministry director.
Okay.
So this one's kind of for both of you to like play off of, I guess, whatever you guys want. What is your guys' favorite holiday as like a family?
I think I like Thanksgiving, personally.
Because he likes to eat.
Yeah. We all get together, we eat, there's no pressure of having to buy a bunch of presents beforehand. Like, just show up and eat.
Okay, so we've done a couple of these. I like Christmas. I like Christmas because I like to give people things. I like to have people smile. I like to see the joy in people. I don't know. I like to surprise people. So I just like joy. I like the season. I like the smells. I like all the things. So I like to my kids happy. I like to see Paul. Everybody like to see happiness. So.
All right. For Rachel, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go and why would you go there?
Although my skin does not like the sun, I'm pretty fond of the beach. So would be beaches. Where we went on our honeymoon was pretty fantastic. We went to a resort in Mexico, so Caribbean-esque beaches is pretty. Although I do think Australia would be pretty cool too.
Okay.
Yep.
That one. I gotta agree with that.
Okay, Paul, what would you consider to be the best day of your life?
I have the wedding day with Rachel and I was pretty fantastic. We still
Only one of those days.
Yeah, just one. We still talk about it, almost 8 years later. I mean, we still go back to it for memories. Like, that's the top, if not the top 10. Yeah.
So what are your guys' favorite traits about each other?
I'll go first. He is. So I call him my Xanax. I do because I'm kind of crazy. I know. It's the truth. Like he calms me down. I'm a little crazy. And so really, if things are crazy, if I'm crazy, if I'm getting a little stirred, just being around him kind of brings me to my center. So I think that's one of my favorite traits about him, that he just has the ability to calm things when they need to be calm. He can be wild too, though. But
I think determination's a good one. I really like your determination. Like once you stick yourself to something, you've got it done. But I also like the fact that you get me so well. I don't know if that's a trait, but like we can be sitting in the sermon and we both hear the same thing and look at each other, and I know exactly what she's interpreting my look to her and knows exactly what I'm thinking. So I don't know if that's a trait or not, but if it's not, then your determination.
All right, Rachel. If you could do anything you wanted for a day, what would you do?
ooh,
Get like the whole day to yourself to do whatever you want.
Sleep.
oh,
Starbucks.
oh. I feel that's I do like sleep, but he actually lets me sleep sometimes. So, you know what? I like pampering, so I do like massages and spas and to go back to our honeymoon because we had a pretty awesome honeymoon. So we had like a massage on the beach, and we had and before that I had like this they had like water spa. It was pretty insane. So I'd say spa and just pampering all around. Get my hair done, get pampered. It's not really a lot of stuff for me typically. So getting pampered would be pretty. So.
Okay, Paul. If you had a free day to do anything that you wanted, what would you do?
I'd probably take my family fishing. We don't really have the time set out that way where it works out the best. So I think my boys are old enough that they'd enjoy it, and I wouldn't have to worry about them drowning. And then I think
That's a plus.
I think we could probably figure out a way to keep Rachel cooled off and happy. So yeah, that's probably what I do.
Love that. All right. So, what is your biggest pet peeves that you guys like? What is the most annoying traits of each other?
I'll go first. She will constantly talk to me while I'm on the phone. I'll try to get all the information I can. If she asks me to call somebody, I'll get all the information I can so that she doesn't have to. But when I'm on the phone, she'll continually right mid-sentence when they're talking to me, and then
Small question. I need all the information.
bring up all So
Oh, is there just one? I'm just kidding. Totally kidding.
she's stalling because she can't think of any.
Oh, the pet peeves. Well, I would have to say that he has a lot of piles of clothing in a lot of places. Like, there's not just one centrally located.
There's too small.
No, like 3. There's 3, 4. There's multiple piles. And then he will not have clothes for a day and be confused as to why there's no clothes the next day. And, well, I didn't know that you didn't have many jeans because there was multiple piles. So I would say there's multiple piles.
She's a grown-up college kid.
It's true.
That's why I work so well with the youth. We're on about the same level.
Oh man.
All right. So, what's your favorite summer activity?
Swimming.
Swimming.
Yes. Anything water. Anything water. I grew up swimming or at the lakes or being on the water. So anything water related.
Yep. Okay, Paul, what is the favorite place that you've ever visited in your entire life?
Galveston, Texas, and there's no real reason why. I think when I was there, it was there was a lot of storming that week or 2 or 3, so there was a lot of rain, and that's my favorite type of weather. You're right off the Gulf, It was humid, but it was about the same as this. Something about it, I just liked it.
Cool.
All right. So, what is your favorite thing about being parents?
I would say seeing miniature versions of myself. It makes it really challenging, but it's really fun to see their personalities come out, and when they're just like us. Our parents would say it's paybacks. I think I'm okay with that because it gives me an insight as to maybe what to do or not to do, and or how funny it was. So I think that's probably.
Is that me too? Sorry. I like watching their personalities grow. Like to randomly catch you off base with a movie quote from a 90s movie you had them watching, a week prior. And it's just the funniest darn thing to see a little 4-year-old come up and quote heavyweights. So, yeah, probably just watching their personalities come out.
what would be the first thing you do with it?
Travel. We would travel. I would take us on a vacation, and not just our family, like our just people, all the people travel.
Right?
Sure, all the people travel with people.
Okay, this one's kind of weird. If you could be any tree, what would you be and why?
Probably an oak. But, well, you gotta listen there. Because they are big, strong, and resourceful. Even if you cut them down, you can make boards, you can make houses, so on and so forth. But the fact that you get to be annoying with your random dead drops is one thing. Like, I'm standing there doing nothing for my entire life, but you're still having to walk around and pick up my mess before you mow. And then as well as, like, you can support, you've got acorns to feed the squirrels and stuff. So yeah, well, probably an oak.
That was a
Okay.
good answer. Okay. I don't have that cool of a question. If you guys were to give like kids our age like any advice, like just one like real big fun fact, what would you just say?
I would say live in the moment. Live in the moment and not try to grow up too fast. Because at your age, it is like putting your foot on the pedal and hammering down. And it's really easy to do that. Really easy to do that with all of college and real life just coming at you, especially right now. It just feels like your foot's just hammered down. And so I would just say, as much as you can, just pull your foot up. As much as you can. Just try to live in the moment and just try to absorb being a teen and absorb being around your friends and absorb being around your parents. And even if it seems like us old folks are saying lame things, try to hear what they're saying, because there's some pieces of truth to it. And even if it doesn't seem real or relatable, there's pieces of it that are. And just try to live in the moment. And yeah.
Don't look at your failures as failures. They are learning experiences. There isn't a single successful person out there that hasn't fallen on their face 10, 100,000 times before they got to where they're at. Don't be too hard on yourselves. If something doesn't go your way, learn from it. Don't beat yourselves up. There's no point in it. There's no gain from it.
All right. If you were stranded on an island and you could only bring 3 items, what would you bring and why would you bring them?
Well, I can tell you, my answers are going to be very different from Boy Scout Paul over here.
I'm going to be the one surviving too.
It's very true. It's very true. Because my instant response is that I would have to take an inhaler so I could breathe out there. See? I would also want a toothbrush, because I just all the things, which, and then I feel like a lighter would make sense, but then you'd run out of fluid. See, this just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So, but I feel like you should probably answer, because his are going to be very survival-esque, which would make more sense. Mine are lame, but truthful.
I probably want a big hunting knife,
Okay, see, reasonable.
Yeah.
multi-purpose, dual use. I don't know.
A poncho.
Yeah, a tarp. Probably a good sized tarp. A good sized tarp. You can start.
Always good.
You can start your shelter with that, and then I don't know, maybe a book to read. Keep yourself entertained.
Fun fact: he always gives me ponchos for because that's a.
They could save your life.
He's told me that since the very beginning that they could save their
They
life.
can keep you dry for 99 cents. You could collect rainwater for them if you were stranded on a desert island. You could collect water from
From
ground.
getting sunburned, when you're on the beach.
Yeah, you can build a shelter out of it. You can treat it like a blanket. There's all kinds of uses.
So Santa always gives me stocking every year. Cupid always brings stockings.
With ponchos.
I'm gonna say
With
bringing
ponchos.
ponchos wherever I
There's
go
a
now.
Cupid brings me stockings. I
poncho
said
in my car.
Poncho. I said Cupid brings me stockings. I don't know what but ponchos. I always get ponchos. So
You know, I'm kind of disappointed. You should have brought us three.
I should.
You're like,
So we didn't know the questions. See, we just did.
I didn't want to subject you guys to a deserted island with us.